friends, family, and guests. Welcome to the 182nd Commencement exercises at the Commonwealth's Leadership University, Massachusetts Maritime Academy. We are delighted to have you join us on this momentous occasion as we celebrate the achievements of our outstanding graduates in the class of 2025. Today is a day of Buccaneer pride, honor, traditions, and new beginnings. The bagpipes have begun, and we all know what that means, the reason we are all gathered here today. Let's kick off today's ceremonies in greeting our esteemed faculty, led by Commencement Grand Marshal and Engineer Extraordinaire, Professor Will Haynes. A chief engineer with over 40 years in the classroom and aboard the training ship, Professor Haynes has been an inspiration to countless cadets. Let's give a round of applause for all of our faculty who have one of the most important roles on campus and are instrumental in why we are here today. Following our bagpipes is our platform party, which includes members of the Massachusetts Maritime Academy faculty, staff, board of trustees, and dear friends of the Academy. With them also are today's commencement keynote speaker and honorary degree recipients. A special welcome to the Honorable Maura Healey, Governor of the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Mr. James Kane, Academy trustee and former board chair. Mr. Kane is also the president and CEO of AD Makepeace. Also, Mr. Daniel Shores, Academy trustee and former board chair as well. Mr. Shores is a partner at Boston's Rothwell Fig. Ladies and gentlemen, now anchoring the processional, the reason we were all here today at Taylor's Point on this highly anticipated Buccaneer Day, a testament to their hard work, determination, and resilience, the pride of the Academy and their families. Please welcome the Massachusetts Maritime Academy class of 2025.
Good thing it didn't rain. What's the plan if it does? They just sit in the rain? Nice day. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Coast Guard is blue. We have a couple of coast
Make sure you do discharge letters for the ship when they get back. Yes, we would say the QSS is updated. We're in after. It felt a little like
Yeah. I have some opinions, but share them later. How are you? You sure you don't want to leave the parade route?
Hey, Fridge, do I hand the masters against this too? The masters? Do I hand the masters? Okay. You know,
we got them all.
yeah, I was just thinking. Okay, all right. I think for it looks a little light for masters. This is the last small year. Oh, okay.
On behalf of the faculty, I am honored to convene these 182nd commencement exercises of the Massachusetts Maritime Academy.
Thank you, Professor Haynes, longtime marine engineering faculty member and Grand Marshal of these proceedings. Audience, please be seated. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Governor Healy. Good morning, Academy Board of Trustees, Admiral McDonald, Admiral Platt, distinguished guests, faculty, friends, and of course, the great class of 2025. Woo! It is truly a picture-perfect day here in Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts. We couldn't have planned it better. We get to celebrate the accomplishments and ultimately recognize our soon-to-be graduates. Welcome to the 182nd commencement exercises of the Massachusetts Maritime Academy. I'm Bridget Pavlonis, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs, and it is my honor and privilege to serve as Master of Ceremonies for today's graduation. We will begin our ceremony today with the national anthem. May I ask that Sonia Jaturarat, MMA class of 2025, please come forward to sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Would the audience please rise? Platform party and graduates, hand salute.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave
Ready to. Please be seated. Sonia, that was absolutely lovely. Thank you. You may remove your covers. It is now my distinct honor to introduce to you the leader of the maritime community and president of our academy. Graduating from Massachusetts Maritime Academy in 1985, Admiral MacDonald worked a decade-long career before returning to work at his alma mater. After conferral of the rank of Rear Admiral by the U.S. Maritime Administrator, he was named president of our academy in August of 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to introduce to you Admiral Francis X. MacDonald.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I asked her to cut that down, but there is one important part, the 1985 piece, because that makes me a red tagger, and it means 40 years ago this very weekend, I was sitting where you are right now, right now, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to serve as Admiral of Massachusetts Maritime Academy. I get to serve as President of the Commonwealth's Leadership University, and I am humbled to serve as head cheerleader of one of U.S. News's top colleges in this country for return on investment, and the proof stands right before me here today. How about it? How about this class of 2025? In 2025, we are very fortunate to add 3 new shipmates, 3 remarkable honorary degree recipients to this already noteworthy class. While we will formally recognize them a little later in today's program, I'm going to take a minute to acknowledge each of them, beginning with the CEO of AD Makepeace Company and our former board chair, Mr. Jim Kane. Mr. Kane, thank you for your decade of service to Massachusetts Maritime and for your tireless support of our cadets and your long-standing efforts to raise scholarship funds in support of many of the Academy's programs. Mr. Kane, thank you for being here today. We welcome our second honorary doctorate recipient, Mr. Daniel Shores. Mr. Shores, thank you as well, sir, for your decade of service to this university and your term as chair of our Board of Trustees, and also congratulations on your fantastic work as a patent attorney for the Commonwealth's biotech industry. Thank you for being here, Mr. Shores. Our third honorary degree recipient, who will also deliver our commencement address, is the governor of this great Commonwealth, the Honorable Maura T. Healey. And I have to take a minute to report out on what I see as the big 3. Significant actions taken by this governor that have a direct and profound impact on public higher education. First is the Mass Grant Plus expansion. This program, in just its first year, has pushed over $100 million into financial aid for students attending public higher ed, including many of our graduates here today. Second, the governor's Mass Leads Act. In short, a $1.5 billion investment in sciences and clean energy, 2 major industries that directly support our graduates, and further, those companies invest in our academy. And third, the governor's recently announced BRIGHT Act, $2.5 billion in new construction and much-needed deferred maintenance from Massachusetts public higher education campuses. That's $2.5 billion. So I have a note here, Governor. If you have a minute, I'd like to walk you through our 50-year-old athletic center, if we have a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for our newest shipmates in the class of 2025. Thank you. Thank you. As we get this awesome ceremony started, I'd like to welcome some other pretty special folks who juggled their busy schedules to be here with us today. I'd like to recognize our Academy Board of Trustees, Chairperson Connor, Vice Chair Thoman, members of the board, thank you for being here today. And more importantly, thank you for your unwavering support of our cadets. I'd also like to recognize U.S. Coast Guard Rear Admiral Michael Platt. Admiral Platt is a native of Boston who assumed the duties of Commander, 1st Coast Guard District just past May, and he will be issuing the Marine oath a little later. Sir, thank you for being here today. From the Department of Higher Education, we have Senior Deputy Commissioner Jose Luis Santos. Dr. Santos, thank you for being with us today, sir. Dr. Santos is a first-generation college student who immigrated to the United States from Mexico. He's also a veteran who served honorably in the U.S. Marines as a corporal and a naval midshipman first class while in college. We appreciate your service to this country, sir, and welcome back to what I'm pretty sure is your favorite of the 29 public college campuses here in Massachusetts. I'd also like to recognize our Foundation Board of Trustees, our Alumni Association offices, and our many senior award sponsors and valued partners from the industries we serve. To all of our scholarship sponsors and corporate supporters, I say thank you, thank you, thank you for your generous and longstanding support of these incredible cadets and students. Thank you as well to our unbelievable Academy staff and our world-class faculty for the job that they have done over these past 4 years as they work tirelessly to deliver this unmatched educational program. Bravo Zulu to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, for 2 decades, the Academy has, in addition to baccalaureate degrees, awarded highly specialized Masters of Science degrees. Today, as we can see here in the front couple of rows, we will be presenting master's degrees to 53 esteemed graduates. Within this group of industry leaders, we are proud to say that 34 are double bucks, completing both their undergraduate and graduate degree here at the Academy. One stands as just our second triple buck, and another 22 are part of our very successful 4+1 program. Congratulations, master's students, to you all. To the baccalaureate class of 2025, I say congratulations to you all as well for completing this very, very challenging program known as Massachusetts Maritime Academy. By doing so, you join some 10,000 other Buccaneers who have chosen this path less traveled and built what I hope you now see is the best version of yourself. Graduates, moving forward from this day, please remember that you, like me, stand on the shoulders of those who came before us at this great university. Please recognize that you carry the name, the reputation, and most importantly, you carry the character of Massachusetts Maritime Academy into the industries we serve and into the world. Congratulations to all of today's graduates on a job well done. I wish you all the best in your careers and in life. Take good care, come back and visit, and go Bucks.
Thank you, Admiral. Your visionary leadership, infectious enthusiasm, and powerful advocacy has been the key to our Academy's success in this last decade of your presidency. On behalf of the entire Academy community, its graduates, and the industries we serve, we thank you. Today, Massachusetts Maritime Academy has the privilege of recognizing 3 honorary degree recipients. As is customary, we are recognizing individuals who have distinguished themselves as national leaders, industry professionals, and public servants giving back to our Commonwealth. And we are especially privileged to have them here with us today as honorary members of the class of 2025. Our first honorary degree recipient is Mr. James Kane, President and Chief Executive of AD Makepeace Company and former chair of our Board of Trustees. Presenting the degree is Chair of our Board, Mr. Brian Connor. Mr. Kane, Chair Connor, and Admiral McDonald, would you please come forward? Captain Elizabeth Simmons, Vice President of External Affairs, will read the honorary degree citation.
Mr. James F. Kane. James is president and CEO of the 171-year-old AD Makepeace Company. Located in Wareham, Massachusetts, it is the largest cranberry grower in the Northern Hemisphere and serves as a leader in renewable energies, land stewardship, and environmentally responsible real estate development. Mr. Kane has served on the Massachusetts Maritime Academy Board of Trustees for a decade and was the chair from 2019 to 2021. Jim lives in Shrewsbury with his wife, State Representative Hannah Kane, and their 3 children. For his accomplished career and unwavering commitment to the Academy, Massachusetts Maritime Academy is proud to confer upon Mr. James F. Kane the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa.
Congratulations, Mr. Kane. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Good morning and congratulations to each one of you for your accomplishments rightfully celebrated today. As a Board of Trustees, we are powered by the energy, drive, and commitment displayed by each cadet, each professional instructor and professor, and our senior leadership team as driven by our Admiral. I thank each one of you for that inspiration and for all that I have learned from you, whether at C-term, in a classroom or lab, or at a meeting of the Board of Trustees. Each of you is uniquely equipped to contribute to your community, our Commonwealth, and our nation. You are graduating today with the intellectual knowledge and proven skills, making you highly valued in our community and ever-changing economy. You have the critical quality, though, of leadership. Please use it. In closing, thank you, and please stay committed to and supportive of Mass Maritime. Congratulations. I now feel comfortable saying, go Bucks.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Our second honorary degree recipient is Mr. Daniel Shores, member of the Massachusetts Maritime Academy Board of Trustees and former chair. May I ask Mr. Shores, Chair Connor, and Admiral McDonald to come forward. Captain Simmons will read the honorary degree citation.
Mr. Daniel Shores. Hailing from Carver, Massachusetts, Daniel Shores was appointed to the Massachusetts Maritime Academy Board of Trustees in 2015 and served as chair in 2019. Mr. Shores is the founder of the Boston office and partner at Rothwell, Figg, Ernst, and Mandeck PC, a full-service patent intellectual property law firm. Dan currently lives in Sherburne with his wife Lindsay and their 3 children, Audrey and twins, William and Lily. For his exemplary career and devoted service to the Academy, Massachusetts Maritime Academy is proud to confer upon Mr. Daniel L. Shores the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, honoris causa.
Congratulations, Mr. Shores. Would you like to say a few words? Sure.
Thank you very much. Cadets, today's the day. Right? Come on, let's get... Well, today is commencement. And that means it's the beginning. But you've all worked really hard. You grinded it out. class by class, book by book, run by run, exam by exam, Viking bath by Viking bath, moment by moment. Each one of these moments over these past several years was a single step. Each one of those steps made you grow. Each one of those steps got you here on this field today. And you should be very proud to be here on this field. You are graduating from one of the world's finest and most unique institutions today. And I congratulate all of you for that. The Academy is now a permanent part of you. And in concluding my 10 years of service on the Board of Trustees, and having had the privilege of receiving this honorary degree, the Academy is now a permanent part of me as well. Something about this place makes you better. And that is a very good and rare thing in this world. In view of that, I want to make a deal with you. When those caps are flung into the blue sky above, and you finish your celebration of your merited accomplishments, let's all commence in making this world a better place for generations to come. Thank you, congratulations again, and may God bless you, class of 2025. Thank you.
Our third honorary degree recipient is the Honorable Mara Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. May I ask Governor Healey, Chair Connor, and Admiral McDonald to please come forward. Again, Captain Simmons will read the citation.
Governor Maura Healey, serving as the 73rd Governor of Massachusetts, in 2022, Governor Healey became the first woman elected governor in state history. Among many accomplishments with her leadership, she has worked for the people of the Commonwealth to remove MBTA slow zones, secured billions in federal transportation funding to rebuild the Cape Cod bridges, and is developing west-east rail service. Through the Mass Leads Act, Governor Healey continues to invest in cutting-edge industries such as climate tech, life science, biotech, data centers, and AI, all to keep the state's innovation economy the best in the world. For her excellent leadership, unwavering commitment to public service, and support of higher education in the Commonwealth, Massachusetts Maritime Academy is proud to bestow upon Governor Maura Healey the degree of Doctor of Public Administration honoris causa.
Congratulations, Governor Healey. I now invite you to the podium to deliver your keynote address.
Thank you so much. Wow. So I'll tell you something. As governor, you get invited to these, and you get invited to give commencements from time to time, this time of year. So I have a little bit of experience. I just gotta say, you guys, 4 years ago, you made the right choice. The energy on this campus, the passion of leaders like Admiral McDonald and your faculty and your board, it's really special. So to friends and family out there, thank you for supporting these fine men and women who made the right choice. And guys, I just want to say before I deliver my formal remarks, because you're going out into a world, there's a lot of uncertainty, right? There's a lot happening right now across the world. And you are leaving here as prepared as any graduate of any school in the entire country. That's commendable. So to Admiral McDonald, whose energy and passion for this place is palpable, to Chair Connor and the board, faculty, staff, alumni, Admiral Platt, service members and veterans, Representative Steve Zaros, Representative Kane, families and friends of these graduates. Most of all, fellow shipmates of the class of 2025, congratulations and thank you for giving me the honor of sharing this day with you. You know, looking around, this is why I love Massachusetts. How many of you are from Massachusetts? Nice. That's good. And the other of you had the good sense to come here, so good on you. I can't think of a more inspiring way to spend a day than here on Buzzards Bay, in Cape Cod, with this stunning ship beside us, which, look at the reflection, it's amazing. This stunning ship beside us and a rising generation of leaders before us. You can feel the maritime history of the state, of our country, in fact, and the role that this academy has had in making it. And we can see a bright, literally, future unfolding before all of us in these outstanding and most deserving graduates. The truth is that the diploma you are receiving today represents no ordinary accomplishment. This is not an ordinary diploma. When you accepted admission and the mission of Mass Maritime Academy, you challenged yourself to a college experience like no other. You took the road and the ocean less traveled. You chose not to be a passenger on the ship of life, but to be a navigator. Today and for the rest of your lives, you will reap the benefits of that decision and all the hard work that it entailed. I understand it wasn't easy. You may have even questioned the decision at times, maybe even in the first week on campus. When your friends at other schools were sleeping in after late nights out and partying, you were up at the crack of dawn, making sure your uniform was just right. When they skipped class, no one noticed. You, on the other hand, if you did that, don't admit it, but if you did that and you got caught, you spent the weekend on extra duty. And at the same time, when their internships had them sitting in offices all summer long, maybe learning new skills or maybe just filing a bunch of papers, you guys were out there sailing the Atlantic blue, operating a state-of-the-art ship, and making the whole world your classroom. At Mass Maritime, you've not only learned cutting-edge skills, you've also learned how to lead, how to be a good teammate, how to look after and take care of others. As graduates of the Commonwealth's Leadership University, you are and you will be in high demand by employers. The opportunity you've earned, though, is not only to get a good job, it's the opportunity to forge a career of purpose, of meaning, of actual, real impact. All at a time when our country needs these qualities and you more than ever. To the surprise of no one, many of you have already committed to careers of service. Some of you I see will be serving in our nation's military, the Navy Reserve, Navy, Army National Guard, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. I salute you, and I thank you for your commitment to this nation's security. Some of you are launching maritime careers, operating the global trade and supply chains that are so critical to America's economy. I salute you for your commitment to our nation's prosperity. Some of you will be serving communities in Massachusetts as first responders and emergency management professionals, and in critical industries like biotech and clean energy. I salute you for your commitment to the safety and the security of our state. Wherever and however you serve, this institution has prepared you to lead, and you now step into a proud, historic legacy of national leadership. Understand that we're Massachusetts. Everybody today is from Massachusetts, including those of you who are visiting. Massachusetts, we're the state of firsts, okay? We had the first school, library, park, the first lighthouse, the first railroad, the first computer in America, also the first fried clams, importantly, and the chocolate chip cookie. But more importantly, we're the birthplace. We are the birthplace of the United States Navy, the Coast Guard, the National Guard, and we're claiming the Marines too, because in 1775, I'll tell you what, George Washington himself appointed the Maritime Regiment of the Massachusetts Militia to serve aboard Continental Army ships in the Revolutionary War. Next year, the nation will be celebrating the birth of our country. We'll be leading those celebrations. But we're starting early. We started this year because we came first. 250 years ago this year, the people of Massachusetts put their lives on the line, and they stood up to a king to defend their rights and their freedoms. You know the story. In battles on a green in Lexington, by a bridge in Concord, Bunker Hill and beyond, ordinary people did something extraordinary. They started the revolution that gave us the United States of America, the first nation to be forged in liberty, the greatest country ever to exist. And that, shipmates, is the legacy that you guys carry forward. That's what you wear on your backs today. Because up there with all those firsts, Massachusetts is also the longest continually operating and the best maritime academy in the entire United States. That's another first. That's another first. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. But you are. You're the first. And you're the best. You were created by state legislature way back in 1891. You started on board the USS Enterprise in Charlestown Navy Yard. You outgrew that. You became the first maritime college in America to admit women in 1977. And for over 130 years, Mass Maritime has been a revolutionary leader in experiential, hands-on education. You guys know how to get stuff done, in addition to knowing how to lead. As governor, I want you to hear me. I could not be more proud that we have Mass Maritime Academy here in our state. It is a state treasure, it is a state asset, and it's something that I'll do my best as governor to care for. When leaders from other states and countries come to visit Massachusetts, you know where I bring them? I bring them to Mass Maritime, no joke, right? I want them to see what's happening here. The most advanced workforce training in the world is happening right here. Last summer, we brought governors from all over New England, and a bunch from Canada, too. They call them premiers. We all came down here. We took them up to the bridge simulator. They're much better off as governors than they are navigating boats, I'll tell you that. But it was a humbling and awe-inspiring experience. And that was just one of the examples of the cutting-edge training that you all received. It was also an opportunity to demonstrate Massachusetts leadership. And it demonstrated, too, that as graduates of this academy, you have the most advanced skills in the world. And yes, I believe in investing in what works. Maritime works, and then some. And that's why I was proud, Admiral, to be able to increase financial aid for public college students, to invest billions in the industries that you guys are helping us lead and power forward. And yeah, we'll take that walk through the campus to see exactly what you're looking for in terms of additional upgrades. I know people are sleeping on ships right now, which sounds cool for a while, but I know we're gonna build this out even more, because the return on our investment as a state, many times over through the course of your careers and what you do, will make Massachusetts and America stronger. 250 years after starting a revolution, we find ourselves living in a moment of uncertainty and challenge. Lots happening around the world, we see every day. But as I think about the future of this country and this world, I know that to carry us through to calmer waters and safer shores, we'll be depending on the steady hands and skilled navigators, on leaders of character and courage in every field of endeavor. We're going to be depending on you guys. So as you take your next steps, hold fast to the relationships you've formed, hold fast to the things that you've learned here at Maritime, especially the things that you've learned about yourself. Your faculty has done amazing work, filled you with all sorts of learning. Don't forget what you learned about yourselves through this whole process. That too will serve you really well for the rest of your life. And remember that the decision that you made to challenge yourself, to come here, is the reward that you're seeing today. So I know with confidence that whatever the future brings, you'll all be rising to meet the challenge. And I think you're going to have an awesome life, a fun life, an inspired life, a life where you have an opportunity to make a difference and change the world, make good things happen, take care of people. I know that you are going to have a fantastic road ahead. So congratulations once again on this extraordinary achievement. You've made your family, this academy, and the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts so proud. God bless you. Keep safe. God bless Massachusetts, and God bless the great United States of America. Thank you for all that you do for our country and that you will do going forward.
Thank you, Governor, for those inspiring words. You, ma'am, epitomize the value and honor in public service, and we humbly thank you for your commitment to higher education and to all of us in the Commonwealth. Indeed, there is honor in service, and you, class of 2025, have learned that value in serving others here at Massachusetts Maritime. Whether you learned it as a company officer, an athletic team captain, an academic rate within your major, an informal leader in your graduate cohort, or a cadet officer aboard the training ship Patriot State. You studied leadership and service as part of your degree. And our leadership laboratory serves as a practicum of sorts, and it readies you for the workplace. And it doesn't really matter which industry: finance, renewable energy, law enforcement, shipping, emergency response, facilities management, or occupational health and safety. You will be a leader, and good leaders serve their team. So graduates, I'd like to take a moment to recognize two teams of people who have served you. And that first group is your faculty. And while you may have perceived at times that you were working for them, You stayed up late completing a paper, studying for that exam. In fact, they were attending to you. They shared their knowledge and education with you. They redesigned lessons to better reach you. The faculty ensured that you learned and earned your degree. Academy faculty, would you please rise and be recognized? Thank you. I heard a couple names being shouted. Graduates, there's one other group of people who made this degree possible for you, and they're sitting right behind you under that tent. They have been your cheerleaders, your cooks, your laundry doers, your confidants, your support system, and your refuge. They've always been there for you, no matter the challenge or the triumph. To the moms and dads, to the siblings, the grandparents, the guardians, the family, thank you. Thank you for sharing these wonderful people, these young people with us. Today belongs to you as well. So graduates, would you please turn around and thank those people? I'd like to honor one last group of people who have made a commitment to service through a pursuit and a career in the armed services. This past week, this academy commissioned 21 young people into military service. I think it's a record. On Wednesday evening, the Department of Naval Science commissioned 10 students into the U.S. Navy alongside the USS Constitution, the country's oldest commissioned warship. Yesterday, we hosted two awesome, if not very windy, commissioning ceremonies in our own Mariners Park. We first commissioned 2 ensigns into the United States Coast Guard, followed by commissioning of 6 Army officers into the United States Army. And just this morning, we recognized 3 graduates as commissioning into the U.S. Marine Corps. So may I now ask those newly commissioned officers to please stand. So in addition to those graduates receiving a commission, we also have many members of the armed forces among our faculty, staff, friends, and family in our audience. And so we'd like to honor all of those who have served in our country's armed forces with the service medley. As is customary for all of you who have served or are currently serving in our country's armed forces, would you please stand for your individual service medley as it is played? Thank you. Thank you to all who have served and who are taking on or who have taken on the sacrifice and responsibility of a career in our armed forces. We will soon ask our marine transportation and marine engineering graduates to take their merchant mariner's oath, signifying their commitment to the laws of the United States and our merchant fleet. As current Chief Academic Officer and a former Coast Guard officer, I am absolutely thrilled to introduce Admiral Platt to administer this oath. In May of 2024, Admiral Michael Platt took over the duties of Commander, 1st Coast Guard District, where he oversees all Coast Guard missions across 8 states in the northeastern United States, including 2,000 miles of coastline from the U.S.-Canadian border to northern New Jersey, to 1,300 miles offshore. A career aviator, Admiral Platt has served at 6 Coast Guard aviation units, commanding both Air Station Detroit and Air Station Miami. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome Rear Admiral Michael Platt to the podium to administer the Mariner's Oath.
Good morning. Thank you, Commodore. And that sounds like a great bio, and I got to tell you that I've served 35 years in the Coast Guard, and I've traveled all around our country, and I'm back here in Massachusetts, and I'm happy to be here. And you know, I can't speak to what the governor spoke to about history, but I can talk to you about the state. And 35 years is probably coming towards the end of a career at some point after 35 years. I'm glad to be back in Massachusetts. So let me get to my work here. So we would now ask our future merchant mariners to take their oath. While the oath itself is brief, its significance is timeless, as it represents a solemn commitment to the high ideals of one of our nation's oldest professions. The historical roots of this oath were found in an 1840s Act of Congress, which addressed the swift uptick of maritime casualties associated with increased trade and immigration to our shores. In the decades that followed, the U.S. began to develop rigorous licensing standards to protect our merchant fleet and those who sailed aboard its vessels. While this robust growth in the maritime industry began nearly 200 years ago, the standard of care and responsibility of the mariner is as important now as it ever was. While the U.S. Coast Guard may issue these licenses, it is the men and women who have met and meet these standards today who deserve the nation's gratitude for their support of commerce during peacetime and of military logistics in times of war. As Commander of the Coast Guard 1st District, it is now my privilege to administer the Merchant Mariner's Oath to our nation's newest officers joining the U.S. Merchant Fleet. I will ask you to first repeat after me, then respond with a hearty "I do." Licensed candidates of the class of 2025, please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully and honestly, according to my best skill and judgment, and without concealment and reservation, perform all the duties required of me by the laws of the United States. I will faithfully and honestly carry out the lawful orders of my superior officers aboard a vessel. If you so swear, say "I do." Congratulations. Congratulations to the nation's newest merchant marine officers and graduates of the class of 2025, Best wishes for success. May you always have fair winds and following seas. Semper Paratus.
Please be seated. We now have the distinct honor of recognizing our valedictorian. This cadet displayed the strongest academic performance, supported by a history of demonstrated leadership and engagement with our community. And while this accomplishment of being the valedictorian, it's impressive at any university anywhere, I would argue that it's particularly noteworthy here at Massachusetts Maritime, where our cadets are balancing academics with the rigors of the regiment and the challenges of athletics. So I am incredibly pleased to announce this year's valedictorian as First Class Brendan Hines.
Good morning. Welcome, friends, family, Governor Healy, Reverend McDonald, Academy staff, and distinguished guests at today's commencement. To you, the graduating class of Mass Maritime, class of 2025, I'm going to make this quick. We've already spent too much time in this parade field over the last 4 years. My time in Mass Maritime can be epitomized by my having taken advantage of two core themes of the Academy: teamwork and community. Teamwork is instilled in each cadet early on, beginning with freshman orientation, and teamwork remains at the center of a cadet's experience throughout the duration of their time here at the Academy. Community is with us from day one, and is really what makes this place special. The value in a Mass Maritime degree is in the practical education and experience you receive, but the true value in that degree is truly in the community it makes you a part of, one with the reputation and pedigree forged by those who came before. I would not be in this position today if it were not for the people around me and their support. First, my professors. The experience they bring to the classroom is truly invaluable. Then there are my friends and classmates, from those who I grew up with to who are still hanging around, Declan. Some of my energy system classmates with whom I spent countless hours studying and working. And now, most importantly, my family. Mass Maritime truly has been a family affair. My brother Robert is a graduate, and multiple other relatives and family friends are also alumni. My father Paul, although not a Maritime grad, has been and continues to be my most ardent supporter. My mother, my grandmothers, and then there's my twin brother Liam, also graduating today with a degree in energy systems engineering. And he's been by my side every step of the way, and he probably deserves to be up here today giving this speech instead of me. Any success that I've had here at the Academy has been made possible by these people, and I'm extremely grateful for all of them. And now that I've talked enough about myself, I would like to talk to you, the members of the graduating class of 2025. I encourage you all to feel the same sense of gratitude for those on whose shoulders you stand and who you can thank for being where you are today. As you move on to the future, keep them in mind and live your life with the understanding that you are not alone and that you are where you are because of them. However, do not discount that hard work that you yourself have put in order to be receiving your degree. That work is part of you here today. And as you move forward, I hope that you realize that being a Mass Maritime graduate, with the unique education and experience that comes with, you have the opportunity to be a leader. Leverage that advantage. Not only to be a leader in your career, either at sea or shore, but to be a leader in your family, your community, and beyond. As President Teddy Roosevelt said, if not you, who? The example of this has already been set by our classmates who've chosen to serve in our nation's military. Shout out to my friends Ryan and Brendan Healy, who serve in the United States Army and Coast Guard respectively. Theo Varantinos, who will be serving in the United States Navy. To those who have recently given their oaths, and to the many more leaving Taylor's Point today who will be serving in the military. Round of applause. I know we've already kind of done this, but yeah. I'll end with one more quote, which would apply to that leadership and your future in general. The quote, which describes having the courage to follow your conscience despite external pressures, was written by John F. Kennedy when he was still United States Senator from Massachusetts. It reads, "To be courageous requires no exceptional qualifications, no magic formula, no special combination of time, place, and circumstance. It is an opportunity that is sooner or later presented to us all. In whatever arena of life one may meet the challenge of courage, each man must decide for himself the course he will follow. Thank you, and go Bucks.
Thank you so much, Brendan. In just a few moments, I will begin asking our candidates to process to the podium to receive their degrees. But before they depart, I have one more important job to do. As the Chief Academic Officer, I have the honor and the privilege of presenting our graduates to our Board of Trustees and to President McDonald for consideration. Will the master's and undergraduate degree candidates of 2025 please rise? And undergraduates, please rise as well. Chair Connor and Admiral McDonald, the degree candidates have been examined and approved by the faculty of Massachusetts Maritime Academy. And on behalf of this faculty, I have the honor of presenting the degree candidates for Master of Science in Facilities Management, Master of Science in Emergency Management, Master of Science in Maritime Business Management, Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management, Bachelor of Science in Energy Systems Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Facilities Engineering, Bachelor of Science in International Maritime Business, Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Marine Science, Safety, and Environmental Protection, and Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation. I now invite those degree candidates in the first row to move to your right and follow direction from Academy staff as you make your way to the platform. All other graduates, please be seated until your row is called. The names of our master's students will be read by Dr. James McDonald, Dean of our Division of Graduate and Continuing Education. The names of our undergraduate students will be read by Dr. James McKenna, the Dean of Undergraduate Studies. The degrees will be presented by our Board of Trustees Chairman, Mr. Brian Connor. Joining us on the platform will also be each department chair who will congratulate each graduate as they cross the stage. During the reading of the names, I ask our family and friends to withhold applause. I know that's hard. But after the graduates have been called, we will recognize them with the thunderous applause that they so richly deserve.
For the degree of Master of Science in Maritime Business Management, Luana Abreu. Colby Elizabeth Barbieri in absentia. Alexander A. Barbour. Jeffrey Carr. Kevin David Donato, in absentia. Geddes Donlin, in absentia. Matthew P. Glennon, highest honors. Amelia Mary Harrison, highest honors. Nehemiah James Jordan, high honors. Michael L. Castronellis, high honors. Alan Michael Kortakowski. Molly L. O'Keefe, highest honors. Trey Michael Palumbo, highest honors, in absentia. Elizabeth Boucher Simmons. Christian Kenneth Winkler. We can move up. Move them up. For the degree of Master of Science in Facilities Management, Nicholas Alves, high honors. Deanna Florentina Andronic, high honors. Liam David Armstrong. William D. Benson. David Bernard Benway, high honors. Thomas Collins, highest honors. Jesse DeAngelis, high honors. Joseph David Del Molino, in absentia. Binny Dewan, high honors. Derek Thomas Duggan, Jr. Kelvin Osahani Edosamwan. Brandon Etheridge. Daniel Martin Griffin, high honors. Carlene Catino Herring, high honors. Michael N. Kosmiski. Nicholas R. Lamatina, in absentia. Colin Patrick McCabe, highest honors, in absentia. Kyle Robert McGilvery, highest honors. Michael McClellan. Aiden James O'Brien. Matthew Cleveland Piggott. Vincent Rollinitis, high honors. John Reardon, high honors. Allie Taylor Reddish, high honors. Richard Walter Stuber III, high honors. Philip Scott Warren. John D. Waters, Jr., in absentia. For the degree of Master of Science in Emergency Management, Zachary Arena, highest honors. Justin F. Charisse. Brendan Peter Connell. David E. Delorier, highest honors. Tristan Scott Feldman, highest honors. Sarah M. Gallagher, high honors in absentia. Todd R. Joyce, high honors in absentia. Rebecca Regan Leaders, highest honors. Stephanie Ann Resendez, high honors. Damon Shurston in absentia, and Eric Stephen Vinitsky in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science in International Maritime Business, Nicole Evelyn Awalt, cum laude. Brendan F. Biardi. Cole Barnett. Alexander Carl Berkobine II. Adam Joseph Kahn, cum laude. James Andrew Cassidy III, magna cum laude. Cameron A. Cook. Seamus Stephen Coughlin. Gavin Christopher Davis, cum laude. Alexandra Riley Dickinson. John Patrick Duffy. Lindsay Blake Durgan. Jack Curtis Estabrook. Liam Patrick Farrar. Jackson Ford Fiscaldo. Brett Thomas Goffrin. Anthony Hajar. Alexander Joseph Hayes, in absentia. Jake Douglas Houston. Liam E. Howell, cum laude. Samuel Cooper Huffman. Christian K. Collian. Nicholas Robert Leander. Zachary Charles Maffeo. Kylie Marr, cum laude. Kyle Edward McEachern, in absentia. Daniel Stephen Malloy. Nicholas Joseph Malloy. Joshua Murphy. Yeah. Benjamin P. Nolan. Second Lieutenant Quinton Van Netten Pease, United States Army. Eric Philip Proctor. Charles Emmett Pugh II. Luke G. Rogers. Dawson Rowe. Kevin Arnett Simpson. Gabriella Kaylee Struss, in absentia. Mark R. Toldo. Logan H. Troy, in absentia. Logan Cross Tasika. Jackson Cole Van Gelder. Benjamin Young. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Facilities Management Engineering. Benjamin J. Austin. Alec R. Bilodeau, in absentia. Brendan Thomas Brennan. Curtis Briggy. Michael Francis Curran. Ian Manuel Soares Crivello, magna cum laude. Caitlin DeRocha, in absentia. Jacob Robert Elenevsky. Grady O. Freeman. Jack Gorley. Danielle Guidry, magna cum laude in absentia. Evangeline Rose Goslin, summa cum laude, also receiving a degree in marine science, safety, and environmental protection. Hunter Raymond Hanks. Liam John Higgins. Aiden M. Hobbs, in absentia. Quinn W. Kelly. John Kenneth Langrill. Brady Leslie. Aiden Levangie, cum laude. Finn Thomas Lundy. Christopher O'Brien. Kyle Pino. Margaret M. Ramsey, cum laude. Daniel J. Ryan. Joseph Shine. Joseph Michael Soldado. Callie Ann Tompkins. Miles Freeman Tumala. Matthew R. White, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation. Greshmera Aranda Bernard, cum laude. Troy Jocelyn Bachman, cum laude. Caleb Reed Burt. Gabriel Joseph Caloro. Judson Charles. James Lawrence Cirillo, summa cum laude. Sydney Grace Crotty. Ensign J. Edward Desatel, United States Navy Reserve, cum laude. Ensign Liam Dennis Desmond, United States Navy Reserve. Nicholas Joseph Dreyer, cum laude. Michael Thomas Estrada, cum laude. Ensign Patrick John Franco, United States Navy Reserve, cum laude. Andrew Joseph Fusco, summa cum laude. Nicholas S. Glotfelty, cum laude. Ensign Matthew James Greeley, United States Navy Reserve, cum laude. Bryce J. Green. Eric Eduardo Hendricks Tapia. William Christopher Hodges. Sonia Jaturarat, cum laude. Ian Martin Johnson. Andrew A. Lashaw. Jacob McAferry. Henry Edwin Matson, also receiving a degree in Marine Science, Safety, and Environmental Protection. Vicente Andres Maushi Gil del Real. Eric David Mayers. Samuel Christian Morfitt. Javier Octavio Munoz Moreno. Mara Marion Odell, cum laude. Graham Papenfuss. John Riley. Roy Raymond Roth, magna cum laude. Ethan Sanchez. Colby Ryland Seibert, summa cum laude. Timothy J. Shea. Daniel Christopher Short, cum laude. Ensign Zachary Solem, United States Navy Reserve. Jack Henry St. Pierre. Brett Alexander Stoll. Jacob Yishai Thorpe, magna cum laude. Anthony Melchione Trimble. Jacob Sharp Union. Teleri Marie Wilt, summa cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering. Michael Adams. Kyle Afsa. Robert Bowden. Evan C. Birdsey, magna cum laude. Nicholas Bloomfield, magna cum laude. Ensign Dimitri Giovanni Boozer, United States Navy Reserve. Joseph Thomas Butchie Gross. Ensign Joshua H. Christensen, United States Navy Reserve, cum laude. Jack William Clasby. Ensign Andrew John Cody, Jr., United States Navy Reserve. Christopher Colbert, cum laude. Hunter C. Collins, cum laude. James Culkins. MacArthur James Danley. Liam James Dow. Christopher Brian Drain, in absentia. Michael Thomas Dutton. Matthew James Flaherty. Alex William Flederjohn, summa cum laude in absentia. Doc Valiant Furtazio. Connor Michael Garland. Thomas Garland. Edward Joseph Gaynor III, magna cum laude. Marsh Hickman. Hannah Danielle Hicks, cum laude. Nicholas J. Hogue. Nicholas William Iannone. Chet M. Jacobson, cum laude. Braden Jack Kozowitz. Alexander Dmitry Kyprios. George Broderick Lang. Evan James Maldonado. Joseph Michael Marshall in absentia. Matthew Daniel McFarland. Jacob Mateo McKierney. Kyle McKinnon. Benjamin Jose Millard in absentia. Bradford Nelson. Marco Sullis Padula, summa cum laude. Walker Peters, cum laude. Lily Benvinda Pires, magna cum laude. Liam John Paulus. Matthew Joseph Prey, summa cum laude. Second Lieutenant Brian M. Rocher, Massachusetts Army National Guard. Jacob M. Ross. Christopher Sanfilippo. John Patrick Sears. Ryan Joseph Sears. Owen Gerard Shea. Tyler C. Smith. Dominic Antonio Solitro. Ethan Summers. Ryan E. Soho, cum laude. Marina Elizabeth Stevens.
Next one is in absentia. That one.
Daniel James Stewart, summa cum laude in absentia. Nicholas Tereshko. Declan Van Nest. Nicholas R. Vanti. Evan Mark Vieira. Ileana Wallace. Ensign Anthony J. Welch, United States Navy Reserve, summa cum laude. Chase Wiley. Samuel Franklin Worthley, magna cum laude. Ensign Samuel Charles Euskaitis, United States Navy Reserve. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Marine Science, Safety, and Environmental Protection. Evan David Baruza, summa cum laude. Taylor Elizabeth Blanton. Second Lieutenant Ashley Brennan, United States Army, cum laude. Maisie Ann Bucko. Joshua Thomas Cannon. Miranda Carey Courteau, magna cum laude. Ronald H. Dean. Thomas Joseph Flynn, cum laude. Robert J. Grinnell, Jr. Aiden J. Harrington, magna cum laude. Emma Rose Lavin. James Leo Manning, in absentia. Nicholas M. Murphy. Michael G. Notaro. Emma Catherine Pacheco. Lucas William Pender, summa cum laude. Casey Proto, summa cum laude. Ensign Gavin D. Reinhardt, United States Coast Guard, summa cum laude. Maggie Elizabeth Ronan. Allie Marie Solari. Joshua Souza. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management. Marnay S. Acri Burns. Spencer Andrews. Ashley Byer, magna cum laude. Matthew James Bissonette. Ruby Butler, cum laude. Dane Caraccio, in absentia. Seamus Michael Connolly. Shay Thomas Cunningham. Second Lieutenant Sean Ryan Davis, United States Marine Corps. Joshua Edwin Desmond, summa cum laude. Timothy Francis Dorney. Nicholas Philip Doucette, in absentia. Benjamin W. Feehan, in absentia. Tyler M. Fountain. Cole Evan Francoeur. Declan Geary. Gabrielle Catherine Giammassi, cum laude. Maeve Irene Greeley. John Hagan, in absentia. Brendan T. Healy, cum laude. Ryan Patrick Healy, cum laude. Paul X. Hedden, in absentia. Elias Higgins. Ryan Thomas Hunt. Second Lieutenant Dana F. Isbell, United States Marine Corps, magna cum laude. Reagan G. Carez, cum laude. Second Lieutenant Keenan Michael Kostick, Massachusetts Army National Guard. Colin Landry, cum laude. Matilda Laux. Ryan LeClaire. Nathan Dana Lemire, cum laude. Elena Kate Liddell, cum laude. Second Lieutenant Tanner George Linhard, United States Marine Corps, cum laude.
McDonald, cum laude.
Joseph Nunzio Luca. Devin Henry McDonald, cum laude. Luke Michael Maffeo, magna cum laude. Audrey Elizabeth Manning. Christopher John Manning. Jake Brennan McGahee. Shane S. McNamara. Liam D. Millar. Brian Joseph Roach. Vincenzo Rolling Stella, cum laude. Camden James Souza. Sam Miller Stein. Daniel Patrick Sullivan. Luke W. Tedstone, Jr. Jennifer Verilli, magna cum laude. Edward P. Viles. Aiden John Weir. Second Lieutenant John Philip White, United States Army, magna cum laude. Liam Edward Woods, magna cum laude. Second Lieutenant Sebastian R. Zani, Massachusetts Army National Guard. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Energy Systems Engineering. Abel W. Bastarash, also receiving a degree in Marine Engineering. Matthew Joseph Duane, summa cum laude. Theodorus Ferentinos, cum laude. Jershawn Nasir Freeman. William F. Gorey, cum laude. Shane Hackett, magna cum laude. Brendan Dewey Hines, summa cum laude. Liam John Hines, summa cum laude. Connor Patrick Malone. Mark Robert Marvel, summa cum laude. Owen Stanley Roth, summa cum laude. Daniel David Smith, cum laude.
Sound system? How about one more big round of applause for our graduates? Woo! Not yet. I will now introduce our chair of our Academy Board of Trustees, Mr. Brian Connor, who will formally confer degrees upon the class of 2025. Chair Connor.
I make sure that tuition bills are paid. Don't feel obligated to buy those pictures with me, but if you want, I'll be glad to sign them for you. So, but before I do this, one thing we forgot to do today is for the graduates to stand up and thank their parents and their family members behind them. So let's stand up and thank your folks. Give them a big hand. They're the ones that paid for it. Great job. We also need to thank the Mass Maritime EMS crowd over here for volunteering their time. Great group. So, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, this is really the pillar of our service. Many of us, you serve for typically 2 terms for 10 years. And our job is really to support the Admiral, the campus, the institution. We obviously don't teach, but we are charged with, providing you with all the tools and the buildings and the facilities so that you can have a great education here. And, if you really look back at your time, we've been very fortunate with the governor's help to really raised a lot of funds and built some new buildings. You see the new one we're building. You see the new ship here. So you have been very, very lucky to attend probably, as we would refer to, this is really the Harvard of maritime institutions, truly. This is the Harvard of maritime institutions, and you should all be very proud for your accomplishments. The one thing I do want to add is this is not the best day of your life. The best day of your life is to come. This is the first day of your career, the first day of moving on and becoming leaders in this state, this country, this town, this world. As you know, it's a very chaotic time. The world needs great leaders, and this institution has got a big history of producing great leaders, and we look forward to seeing your accomplishments in the years to come. So please, make sure you participate and you go from here, just as the new motto says, learn, do, lead. So you spent 4 years of learning, it's time to do it, and it's time to lead. So remember that. So by the virtue and the authority invested in me in the Commonwealth by the Governor, thank you, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Business Administration, Doctor of Public Administration, Master of Science in Facilities Management, Master of Science in Emergency Management, Master of Science in Maritime Business Management, Bachelor of Science in Emergency Management, Bachelor of Science in Energy Systems Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Facilities Engineering, Bachelor of Science in International Maritime Business, Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Marine Science, Safety, and Environmental Protection, or Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation, and admit to you the rights, privileges, and prerogatives pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
You are officially graduates. But we have one more important thing to do. I would now like to introduce to you Ms. Marne Ackery-Burns, class of 2025 Regimental Commander. Marne, an emergency management major, will dismiss her class for the final time.
I promise to make this short. Good morning, faculty and staff, and everyone else here. It is an incredible honor to stand before you today as the regimental commander of the class of 2025 and dismiss you all. When we first arrived at MMA, we heard warnings from people saying, "Oh, you want to go to Mass Maritime? It seems challenging. You know there's a regiment." And they weren't wrong. The regiment here is no walk in the park. But speaking from experience, I think many of you can agree the hardest parts weren't wearing the uniform or saying yes, ma'am, and no, sir. The real challenges looked like waking up at 0600 and 0650 to stand outside in the dead of winter for morning formation, or getting blown up with your email, and yes, I'll admit, some of those were mine, or standing watch just before you had a major exam. We didn't just survive, we adapted. We grew, we became leaders. We made sacrifices, and more importantly, we showed up day after day, even when we were exhausted, overwhelmed, or unsure of ourselves. That's what makes a cadet. That's what makes a leader in the heart of our institution. That's what makes a mariner. I cannot end this speech without extending a heartfelt thank you to those who helped me get to this moment. To my professors, thank you for pushing me to be my best. The Emergency Management Department has been the best and one of the greatest homes I've ever known. Thank you for your patience and understanding and constant belief in me. Professor Cadwalder, thank you for being my personal advisor and for completing your first year as faculty department head. To Dr. Brock, Dr. Cheek, Dr. Coonan, Dr. Montano, Mrs. Fleck, and Captain Lennon, thank you for your mentorship, your time, and for your lessons that go beyond the classroom. To my family, thank you for walking me down this path. Uncle Joe, you are the reason I chose this academy, and after today, we will now have 2 MMA graduates in the family. Thank you to the endless phone calls, the encouragement, and for standing behind me even when the days felt impossible. To the rest of the families here and loved ones today, you may not have understood every detail of our lives and maybe didn't know what a battalion meant, but you listened, you asked questions, and most importantly, you stayed there for us. Some of us came here to break barriers, first-generation students, out-of-state cadets, young people balancing jobs, internships, families, and real-life responsibilities. We came here with dreams, with doubts, and with something to prove. And we did it, so congratulations. So to the class of 2025, remember where you came from. Remember who stood beside you at morning formation, who stayed up late studying with you for finals and Coast Guard exams, and reminded you to check your email. We've been through something real together, and let's take that with us. Let's let that lead us. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Now, if you could all please rise, and for the very last time,
Want to go up front with this one? Come here. Come here. You're going to be out front all the way for this.
class of 2025, we are dismissed.
Perfect being out front. Congratulations. It's out for everybody.
Thank you.